and I prefer to have an ongoing thing later on than keep investing. If I don't like the girl as much, if I see that she's not a great match for me, if it doesn't actually, if I see that it doesn't go down quickly. In this video, what we're going to talk about is what I normally do in my normal day game and why I do it in a certain way. This is what I've learned is that if you find a girl on the street who's getting hooked, and then you take her number and you try to go for a date, very likely she's going to flake, she's not going to come out. But you take the same girl, which is already hooked, and if she's got time, and you take her for an instant date, things can actually go well really quickly. Up to sex. It can happen, it has happened. And we've got it also recorded and published in 40charm.com, which you can actually access if you wish. So what I normally do is, number one, if things go well, I screen for logistics. I want to know where she lives, if she lives somewhere close to me. Because if I start to invest, I want to know that my investment is, if things go well, is going to have payback over and over again. So I get a sex buddy or a potential girlfriend that lives nearby later on. Because I don't want to make the investment into somebody who's going to actually leave very soon. Because sometimes you do have to make time investment, and time is money. And actually time is even more than money, because you've got only a limited amount of time and a limited amount of money that you can make. So virtually time is more precious than your money. So I want to know whether this is going to go somewhere nice, and if it does, if we can actually hook up easily after that. These one night stands or one afternoon stands are quite fun. You still have to make the investment, and I value my time, and I prefer to have an ongoing thing later on than keep investing all the time, because I find that over time I just get experience. So it's not as if I'm improving my game by a great degree. When I was younger, I wouldn't have minded to actually keep an eye at it, even for a one night stand. I wouldn't care. But now I make more money and my time is more and more valuable as I go forward. So I want to know whether she lives around, so I'd make my decision about my time investment. So if she lives around, then the next question is, what do you have to do? So if she's got something, if she's meeting a friend, she's gonna go and back home because her mum is expecting her, she's cooking her meal, is a no-go. But if she's going to, if it's quite early, say around about 7 or 6 or 7 in the afternoon, I say I'm going home, and you've got the sense that, yeah, she can actually hang around for a bit. Or if she's saying, I'm actually shopping, or something of the sort, and she's not indicating the actual fact is that she's got time in her hand, then I suggest immediately, let's go for a coffee, how about that? Or let's go for an orange juice, something of the sort. I prefer not to go for alcohol, but you can do that if you wish. It's up to you, especially if in the UK or in the United States. Remember that there's been a number of cases where sex with drunk girls mean rape. I don't suggest the girls I meet to go and have alcohol. I suggest we're going to have a soft drink. So I suggest always that. But you can do what you want at your peril. I'm not saying that if they get a pint, then you're going to get accused of rape. But I'm only saying how things stand. There's been a number of cases where girls were drunk, they consented to sex, the man was imprisoned for rape. So bear that in mind. So then what I do, so once if they comply to the coffee, then that's a good sign, there's compliance, and then I immediately start testing where I'm at. So say I start to try to find excuses to touch her hands, keep touching her hand for as long as I possibly can. Just to say, for example, I just make a touch of the sword playfully. I just immediately start changing the tone of conversation, slow down my tonality, just by slowing it down. As you can actually see in the videos on Forty Charm, by slowing it down, it becomes more sexual. It calms down the tone. It makes it more sensual. Shifting the topics, making suggestive comments, double meanings. I use all these things to actually start escalating it as fast as possible, because I want to know quite quickly if that can actually turn into sex quite quickly or not. If I don't like the girl as much, if I see that she's not a great match for me, if it doesn't actually, if I see that it doesn't go down quickly, I just I'll leave in the best terms possible with an excuse to bounce, and maybe I'm gonna see her again. But because here, especially in China, I've got so many choices, it's incredible. My schedule is so busy, I can actually, very likely I'm not gonna see her again. But if she's somebody who I think she's worth, to me, my time, and we've got a very good match, then I would actually go for another date later on. Because if it is, for example, 8 in the evening, and she's working the next day, and she's not into that fast sex because of the way she is at that time in their period of her life, then I suggest a second date. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. She goes into my contact list, and then we'll see whether I find time to meet her again. So again, what I do is immediate screen for logistics, immediate screen after the logistics are okay, immediate screening for see if she could be down for an instant date, see what she's logistically capable in time-wise, whether she's got time in her hand. If she does, I suggest a date. The date, immediately I go into escalation. Physical, verbal, in all modes. And if I feel that she's not responding well quickly enough, and I don't feel that she's worth my time, then I just move on really quickly, because there's plenty of girls that I can still approach during the same period of time. So I don't want to waste too much of my time. So that's how I do it, and this is how I suggest you want to try. So, but in this, at the end of this part of this video, we're going to show you a few very interesting times of when I've taken girls for an instant date.
如果是14岁的一个女孩，我明白了，24岁，然后去过西班牙，在那边读书大概7个8个月。你不用养我。Oh God！ 喝点水吧。可以啊。